Hi, and welcome back to Focal Point on AFR Talk. Brian Fisher, your congenial, convivial, and amiable host. You just heard a spot for our military Bible stick promotion. Yesterday was Veterans Day, and today is a great day to make this effort to support our troops in uniform. You can help us get the Word of God into the hands of our nation's military, men and women, through the military Bible stick promotion. For $25, you can make an audio Bible called a Bible stick because it's about 3.5 inches long. It's less than an inch thick. They're pocket size. They're audio Bibles. They are field friendly. And you can get a copy of this audio Bible into the hands of a member of our military for just $25. Now, you got chaplains out there that say, look, we need these audio Bibles. We want these audio Bibles. We have thousands of members of our military that have requested a copy of the audio Bible. We just need to get them in hand so we can hand them out. And these are given out free. They request a chaplain. They request one from the chaplain. The chaplain gives one out to them for free, complimentary. And this is a military Bible stick. It's made and designed just for our troops. It's rugged. It is portable. It's small. It's made to military specs, and it plays the entire New Testament. So definitely a field-friendly version of the New Testament. For $25, you can underwrite the cost of one military Bible stick. So call this number right now, 800-800-2555. That's 800-800. I'm not stuttering. I am repeating myself because that's the number, 800-800-2555. And you can underwrite the cost of one of these military Bible sticks for just $25. Or you can go to militarybiblestick.com, militarybiblestick.com. This would be a great way to honor veterans on this day after Veterans Day. Now, talking about the David Petraeus situation, and again, what I suggested at the end of the first segment is that one of the lessons that we learn from David Petraeus is that it's impossible to take the position that the private sexual conduct of a public official doesn't matter, that it's nobody's business, that what he does in his private life should not be any concern of ours. Remember, that's what we heard all during the Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky thing. Nobody else's business. What he does in his private life, nobody's business. Well, he was doing it on government property. Those liaisons were in the Oval Office. Some of them took place where he was on the phone taking care of the nation's business. That's definitely a matter of legitimate concern to American citizens. And here with David Petraeus, here's a man whose entire career now has been shredded because of adultery. So here's a man that's been taken out of public service because of what he did in his private sexual life. It is a matter of concern when a public official is involved in these things. And obviously there was a great concern about the possible compromise of military intelligence or of intelligence because David Petraeus was the head of the Central Intelligence Agency. He had access to information that was very classified. And with pillow talk and all that, you never know what sort of secrets he might have divulged to his mistress. Now, here is the mistress, Paula Blackwell, I think is her name. I've blanked on her name. Paula Blackwell, I believe is her name. She's speaking at, this is clip number 1, Rob. She's speaking at the University of Denver, October 26, and she says something here that could be revealing classified information. Let's listen.
Now, I don't know if a lot of you have heard this, but the CIA annex had actually had taken a couple of Libyan militia members prisoner, and they think that the attack on the consulate was an effort to try to get these prisoners back.
So she's saying, and apparently this has now been confirmed by Jennifer Hewitt over at Fox News, who's been doing great work on this, that apparently there is some truth to the fact that this was essentially a prison for high-value Muslim targets, making it appear as if President Obama didn't get rid of all of these CIA prisons like he said he was going to do. I think Gateway Pundit's also got a story on it, or maybe Gateway Pundit has posted the story from Jennifer Hewitt over at Fox News. And again, as I say, she has been doing absolutely great work. And it's a feature story on Gateway Pundit. U.S. was holding prisoners at Benghazi annex. So Fox News now confirming that this was, in fact, a prison at the annex. And so the attack, Jennifer Griffin, I'm sorry, not Hewitt, Jennifer Griffin today confirmed that the U.S. was holding prisoners at the Benghazi annex near the consulate compound. So the Paula Broadwell is her name. I don't know, I forget what I said, but her name is Paula Broadwell is the name of the mistress. And that's what she said in October 26. And now we know it. Now the CIA has been denying the claims, but Fox News is out there saying, no, we've got the goods on them. This definitely was a military detention center for high-value Muslim targets. Now, let's listen to clip number 2. This is Gary Bernstein. He's a former CIA operative, and this thing is a total debacle now for the Obama administration. Word is coming out that the Obama administration, the Department of Justice, FBI, knew about this affair back in the summer, but the American people didn't find out about it until after the election was over. And remember, the White House was out there saying this was all about this spontaneous movie review gone disastrously wrong. It was a mob uprising. You've got the ambassador to the UN out there 5 days after this thing happened saying that. Well, Petraeus and the CIA knew within 24 hours that this was a military-style attack. And, of course, obviously, if Jennifer Griffin at Fox News is correct, and if Paula Broadwell is correct, that this was a military prison, a CIA detention center at this consulate in Libya. Well, it was never called a consulate, apparently, by administration officials. They called it a diplomatic post or some kind of euphemism, because consulate has kind of a technical term in the diplomatic community. But if that was the case, then the CIA had to, I mean, they knew that. I mean, it's their place. So General Petraeus is out there telling a bald-faced lie to the American people. This is all about a movie, when he knows full well that there were Muslim detainees at this CIA annex and that this attack was likely a prison break. That's what this thing was all about. Now, here is a former CIA operative, Gary Bernstein, saying, look, the White House is lying to you. Ladies and gentlemen, do not let the White House lie to you. Let's listen.
They had to have known. And for them to say that they were listening, they were intercepting emails and reading the CIA director's emails and not reporting this to the White House, that is bull.
Do you have a problem with the FBI looking at the CIA's stuff?
Emails with just unbelievable. Even if they stumbled onto it, what the DNI should have done, you know, the Director of National Intelligence, who sits above the CIA director, call him and said, hey, what's this? Right now, what's this? Yeah. What's going on here? Instead of waiting and then, you know,
he didn't find out, according to the story, until Tuesday. The DNI position does not work. They use him as an ornament.
They're not telling the truth. They get the Pants on Fire award. They're not telling the truth.
Who isn't?
The White House is not telling the truth. This is politically engineered, all of this, for their own benefits. They had to have known. You would not be reading the CIA director's emails and doing an investigation in the Department of Justice and in the FBI against your CIA director without informing the White House. They're lying.
So he's claiming that the White House is lying about the whole scandal with General Petraeus. The White House is trying to say, look, we didn't find out until after the election. That's why we didn't release the information until after the election, and so forth. Now, Representative Trey Gowdy, clip 3, there's a big hearing this week on what happened in Benghazi, and the guy that's got to testify is General Petraeus. He knows more about what happened in Benghazi than anybody. He was the CIA director at the time, and it looks suspiciously like, and this, I think, is what Gary Bernstein, the former CIA operative, was saying, it looks suspiciously like the timing of this resignation was engineered to keep Petraeus from testifying to Congress this week, because the White House was likely afraid that he would tell the truth, and they didn't want him doing that. Now, here is Trey, and so he's not scheduled to testify. Hillary Clinton's going to be out of the country, so they're not going to hear from the two people that have the answers to the questions that they want to ask. Here is Trey Gowdy saying, look, we don't want to subpoena General Petraeus, but we will if we have to.
The fact that he's resigned and had an affair has nothing to do with whether or not he's going to be subpoenaed to Congress. I hope we don't have to subpoena a 4-star general and the former CIA director. I hope he would come voluntarily. But if he won't, he will be subpoenaed, and none of what has happened today is a defense to a subpoena. He's either a witness in our case in chief, or he's going to be a rebuttal witness after Susan Rice and others blame him for their failure of intelligence and failure of information. So to put it back in a courtroom, he's either going to be one of our witnesses in our case in chief, or we're going to wait until someone else invokes his name or blames him, and then he'll be a rebuttal witness. But there's no way we can get to the bottom of Benghazi without David Petraeus. So while he may not be around next week because he's got personal matters, the week after that and the week after that and the week after that, this excuse will run stale.
So, Trey, you know, there's no way to get to the bottom of this without getting Hillary Clinton up there to tell them what she knows. Well, let's go to the phones. Let's go to Sonny, Memphis, Tennessee. Sonny, you're on Focal Point with Brian Fisher. What's on your mind?
Hey, well, first I'd like to say God bless this ministry. I'm so thankful for this ministry, and
well, great.
Thankful for the people in service since today is Veterans Day. But my comment about the issue at hand is that I did notice, like the gentleman who we just played the clip with, that it is a strange timing with this guy's lies coming out. And what spawned me to call you was, it seems to me, I mean, again, your ministry and AFR Talk is always giving the side of it that I like to hear. But the mainstream media is really taking it off with this in this affair, and it's almost as if they've totally ignored the Benghazi thing all through the debates, all through the election time. So I'd have to agree with the man who you played the clip of from, and how he is saying that this seems very politically engineered. I just want to hear what your comments were, and if there are any other caller comments of mine, I'll leave you with that.
All right, Sonny, listen.
God bless you guys.
Okay, appreciate that, and God bless you. Thank you for your kind words, and thank you for listening. And we had a little bit of a problematic connection there, Sonny, so I'm not sure that I got everything that you said. But I think there's no question that you have to ask some questions about the political timing of all this. I mean, the New York Times is out there reporting that the FBI knew about this affair back in the summer. I'm going to walk you through the timeline coming out of the break, but that's the headline story from yesterday, New York Times. I'm looking right at it. Officials say FBI knew of Petraeus affair in the summer. Well, the FBI, Department of Justice,